Hello, Adil sir. Good afternoon.
Very good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm fine, and thank you for joining. Thank you for joining today. So nice.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Right. And
how are you? Is everything okay?
Yes. All okay.
Okay.
I think I have Mr. Akbar with me. I have Ms. Suhasini with me, and
Okay.
Only thing. Let me just share the screen. Okay. Adil sir, is it visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible. Very clear.
Perfect. So actually, my webinar is on IB mission statement, and I have tried to connect it with religious experiences. Now, religious experiences, according to me, is very individualistic. Now, the way I experience something about the supreme, about the supernatural, or about the most powerful, the almighty, may be different for you, may be different for the other audience who are present with us. Now, so in order to go ahead with this discussion, I have taken the context of IB mission statement. I'll just quickly show that, and then we'll go ahead with our discussion. So why the slides are not going down? Yes, sir, I have the mission statement with me. I'll just quickly read it. The IB, the International Baccalaureate, aims to develop inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who help to create a better and more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect. I'm sure, Adil sir, I have you here today as an expert, and I'm sure you agree to the fact, and I'm sure from your heart you are a teacher. So you agree that the whole purpose of getting educated is to for the coming generation is to live in a peaceful manner and to respect each other and create a more peaceful world, because there is only one home for all 8 billion people. Now, coming to the second part, it says, to this end, the organization works with schools, government, and international organizations to develop challenging programs of international education and rigorous assessment. And the third part, the last part, it says these programs encourage students across the world to become active, compassionate, and lifelong learners who understand that other people with their differences can also be right. So today, the whole purpose of this discussion is I wanted to highlight the last line. It says that other people with their differences can also be right. So let's have a discussion on this. That to what extent actually we are different. We as an individual or as a group, as a community, are different, and why there is a need to understand each other's difference and respect. Once we understand, I'm sure we develop the respect, the compassion, and therefore we can create a peaceful world for our future generation to live. I also thought of just I give a quick background of taking up this title was while as a person from human science background and as a student of history, every day when I go through the newspaper, there's hardly any single day when I do not find a news which doesn't mention about religious violence and people indulging in violence because of their religious differences. So many a times religion actually plays the role of being poison, and that made me to highlight the fact that by deriving the IB mission statement, as I told the last sentence of it, which the line of it, which says that other people with their differences can also be right. So keeping that in mind, I thought we'll have the webinar today. And thank you once again, Adil sir, today taking out time and joining today for the session. Um, um, I will quickly tell about Adil, Mr. Adil. He's a person from he's a person with a scholarly background, with a substantial knowledge of religious knowledge system, and sir has also worked abroad and has got experience of teaching at a university level, and I am sure his inputs are going to be giving us some enlightenment about what is actually religious differences and why people with difference can also be right. So before we start, I would quickly tell, like since my childhood days, I was born in a Hindu family, and I know that I started copying my parents, worshipping the gods and the goddesses, and within my own home, I had seen the idols, the very small idols where. I had the Ganpati, I had the Durga, I had Shankar, Vishnu, and all these icons. And I started following and copying my parents, and probably then my elder brother and sister. And then that is how I started in the practice of praying. Now, also down the line, I remember occasionally going to temple and then attending, certain prayers and certain evening prayers or aartis and things like that. And also during the festival sessions, I remember at my home having rituals and about wearing new clothes and so on and so on. And relatives coming to my home, and then we visiting our relatives and so on and so on. Now, when I grew up, I slowly understood that there are many other religions. Even in my school days, I remember I had friends who were Sikh. I had friends who were Muslim, and I had friends who were Christians, Catholic Christians. And I remember in my school days, somewhere in my grade 2 or 3, I had friends who used to go to the church every Sunday. So and then I do remember once accompanying one of my friend with his parents to the church, and I remember the kind of rituals they had, and so on and so on. Now, when I further grew up, I came to know that I was aware of the fact that in Islam, there is God is Almighty who doesn't have any form and who is formless. And there's only one God, there's only one Allah. I'm sure Adil sir is going to throw more light into that. And then So that was something very diametrically opposite to me as a Hindu, that I have gods and goddesses who are in the human form, and whereas some another religion says that God is actually formless. So then further made me curious to figure out that God is supreme, all powerful, which I was being told even in my childhood is first from my parents. So therefore, God cannot be captured in any form, and therefore God is monolithic. I mean, God doesn't have gender. So, so what is all this difference all about? And again, coming to being a Hindu, that we are totally prohibited with the cow meat. Cow is somebody who is sacred. Cow, the animal is sacred. We actually worship cow as mother because cow gives us milk. But when we go to Islam, eating of meat of animals, or the concept of sacrifice is so significant. I'm sure, Adil sir, you are going to give us some more light into that. So, so there are so much of differences. So, are these differences meant for developing animosity towards each other, or is it that these differences are for us to understand each other better and live in a peaceful world and respect each other's differences? So, this is what is the stage I create, and Adil sir, now the forum for you. So please give us a few insights, and then we'll have a couple of discussions, points and discussions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nirmal. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on this issue. Well, I am Adil Mirza, and I have been in the teaching profession almost for 19 years as of now. I have a very good experience of different boards of schools, streams, and colleges and university, because I have taught almost 10 years in India, and the last 8-9 years I have been in Middle East, teaching the higher education actually. Well, before going further, I would say and explicitly accept that I do stand in favor of your title that people with differences may be correct. Okay. And we have actually always experienced this kind of thing, where we find that yes, you have differences with me, I have differences with you, but that has nothing to do that I am wrong or you are wrong. Like, for example, let me give you an example of 6, the number 6, the numeric 6. It is only a direction at which you stand, and you will find the same number or the same design or the script appears to me 6, but to you, it may appear as 9, isn't it?
True.
So no one can now deny that it is not 6, and no one on earth can deny that it is not 9. Okay. So with this, I go further for Islam. Now, Islam is a religion of peace, actually, which has always taught to live peacefully and respect each other. The very meaning of the word Islam is meaning of peace. Yani, you surrender to the Almighty. You surrender to the will of the Almighty, the Supreme. And in nowhere in Quran or the teachings of Islam, you will find that it has said that you don't respect others or you ignore others. In fact, on the contrary, we find that it has always promoted that teaching of living all together with peace. As in the teachings of Islam, it comes that you have to respect the neighbors. It does not mention the religion of the neighbor. It does not highlight that you have to respect and help and always be available for your neighbor, only if in case your neighbor is a Muslim. Okay. It says you have to respect and be helpful and be supportive to your neighbor. Now, any person may be my neighbor. It may be a Muslim, it may be a Christian, it may be a Judaism, from any religion. We have to respect him. And if we do not do so, we are not a true Muslim. So as I mentioned just now, that being different from you or you being different from me does not prove that either me, I'm wrong or you are wrong. But we see that many people in today's world, as you mentioned the newspaper, that there is not a single day when we find there's a violence going on the basis of religion. I will say that it is not always all Muslims or all Hindus or all Christians are like this, but in fact, a group of people who do not belong to any religion, actually. Their thoughts are very conservative. They have not studied even the religion or the teachings of the religion, which they are actually claiming that they are the followers of. For example, if I go and I hurt a non-Muslim, that it means, believe me, I'm not a Muslim and I have not understood the teachings of Islam at all. Why? Because Islam does not allow killing of anyone or hurting of anyone. It says respect others. Okay, now there is one verse in Quran which says that if you have killed one person, it means you have killed a whole generation. If you have saved one person, it means you have saved the whole generation. See how much importance is given to the safety of the human beings over there, right? And similarly, I believe the same kind of teachings are there in other religions as well. So I do not understand why people fight with each other because of the different beliefs. And we have observed in everyday's life, in our family also. Maybe we do not like paratha in the breakfast, but my brother likes paratha in the breakfast. Okay, I like sandwich. He does not like sandwich, but that does not mean that we start fighting on the dining table, isn't it? So this kind of things has to be stopped. And I really appreciate you have to respect intercultural differences as well, which is your actually the topic, isn't it?
Right.
So I do believe that if we follow teachings of our own religion, we will never fight actually with each other. Okay, and being different with each other does not mean we are all different beings. We have all different but the basic things are always same. We have to respect the human being. We are all human beings. We have to respect each other. Otherwise, there will be no peace in this world. As you very correctly mentioned before, that the end result of all this education, okay, and practices and teachings should be that we learn to live peacefully on this planet. If we fail to do so, it means whatever effort we have put in, that all has gone into vain. We are studying. We are not studying to find actually to make the robot. This is not the actual aim of studying or teaching. The actual aim of studying or teaching is to develop a human inside you. I hope everyone would accept this, that if we respect each other and we behave human,
Right.
all this kind of, if we do not behave like a human, even though all these technologies are available, we cannot survive on this planet, actually. Okay, so this is what each other. We have to understand the intercultural differences and respect it. I don't know why people find differences with the eating of cow. Islam says if someone is hurting, don't do it in front of them. Okay. Similarly, other religion also says there is nowhere written in the in the literature of any religion that you have to kill someone because of any other kind of issues. Okay, so this is what my belief is actually.
Right, sir. And sir, I would request all audience, if you have any questions to ask, please go ahead during what Mr. Adil is sharing. In the meantime, sir, I have one or two things to ask you. One is, you will agree with me, sir, anybody who is holding a scientific temperament, any individual who is talking about science or for any approach in life is talking about science is usually respected a lot. So, according to you, should we have a religious temperament, or altogether we should outright reject a religious temperament? So, what do you suggest actually, sir? Should we have a religious temperament, or we should altogether stop religious temperament? Should we or should
No,
we
I
not?
don't. Please, who is speaking may go further. No problem. I'm waiting.
No, please, sir, go ahead.
Okay. No, I don't believe, I'm not a hardliner actually. I don't believe that you have to be on the side of the religion or you have to be on the side of, in fact, a science. What I believe is Islam is the most scientific religion. If you compare the arkans, the teachings and the practices, you will find that Islam stands at the top of the religious belief, which is most scientific. And believe me, I'm not saying so because I believe I'm a follower of Islam. No, not at all, not at all. I am saying so because it has been said and accepted by very well-known authors in the world. And they have accepted that when we find and when we go into the depth of the teachings of different religion, we find Islam is the most scientific religion of the world. Every practice in Islam is giving you either physical or spiritual or environmental benefits. They're not any lacking in that kind of benefits. Okay, so what I believe is that science is not always wrong and the religion is also not always wrong. Sometimes there may be a matter of understanding, a matter of time, a matter of research that has created difference between the religion and science. Okay, maybe science is still exploring. It is not, science cannot claim that it has understood every aspect of the religion. Okay, so every aspect of the environment or every aspect and everything of the planet which we are living in, they're still studying, they're still finding out, exploring still. But there may be, if you go to the religious side, we find that there are many literature, there are many things that suggest about nature which had not been or which has not been, which had not been or which has not been explored or found by science still at this time. And religion has already prophesied about it already in the past. So it should not be like that we have to stand on the side of religion having a temperament, religious temperament, or we have to stand on the side of science having a scientific temperament, and declaring that religion is wrong or science is wrong. No, it has to be a mixture of both. We have to understand the teachings of both actually.
Understand, sir. Understand. Actually, sir, I mean, it's something really great. You very appropriately use the word being a scientific. Islam is so scientific. Actually, to be honest, I was not knowing this, though I knew that. As far as whatever my rudimentary knowledge goes, Islam is so beautiful a religion. It's so beautiful a religion. That's what I am aware of. And you use the word it's so scientific. So that actually reminds me, probably at a higher stage, probably what we are calling as religion is probably as science, and probably what we are calling as science is nothing but it's a religion. So there is some sort of a unification. That's what I am able to figure out from when we are talking about religion and science. Now, sir, one more thing I want to ask. Like let me be humble and honestly admit whatever my rudimentary knowledge I have. I know that Muhammad was actually he was illiterate. He was unheard. He was gawar. but he got those divine experiences, and that made him to speak out the divine verses, and what we today see them as Quran. And I have also been told by some of my friends, like the way you are, sir, Adil sir, that many of the teachings, many of the tenets present in Islam, in Quran, are similar to that in Bible and in Bhagavad Gita. So I would request you to give a bit of information about what is all about Quran, and what is all about that sort of an experience with Muhammad, who was I mean, illiterate, but came up with such sort of a divine experience, which millions of people follow today. So I would request if you can give a little bit of light, throw some light on this, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, I will take this statement and I'll try to prove myself in two ways. Number one, in first case, I will say that personally, very personally, I'm saying I do not believe that Muhammad was an illiterate or a gawan or an unpad. Okay, I do not believe in that, first of all. And there's a different interpretation of the word ummi, because you are saying that Muhammad was illiterate, he does not know to read and write, and he was gawar or unpad, astaghfirullah. This belief has come from the Quranic word which Allah has used in Quran, ummi, the word ummi. And now I tell you at this age that there are different interpretation of the word ummi. There are different interpretation. One of the interpretation of the word ummi is that unpad or illiterate, but there are many other interpretation also. Okay. Now, personally, I believe that Muhammad was not illiterate kind of a person. He was very literate. Why? Because if I am not a teacher, how can I teach my student? My first question is, okay, if I do not know how to read and write, how can I ask other how to read and write? If I am not following the good things or good teachings, how can I ask others to follow those good things and good teachings? Isn't it? This is my first prior question. Now, if I go further deep into this, we'll get straight from the topic which we are discussing just now. So further, I will not go in deep discussion of this. And I'll keep it away for a different situation or different topic. When we have debate, we'll discuss this kind of a thing, whether he was illiterate or not. Okay. And what are my points and what are my proofs to prove that he was not like that, as mentioned by many Muslims even, save the non-believers. Okay. Now coming to the second part, you said just now he was illiterate and he was unpad, he was gawar, but you accepted and you used the word divine. He used many divine words and he was giving any divine knowledge, isn't it?
True.
And those teachings, yes, exactly. And those teachings are very much somewhere similar to other beliefs as well, whether it is Christianity, whether it is Judaism, or whether it is Hinduism, isn't it? Many divine. So that is also a proof that whatever Muhammad said or whatever are mentioned in Quran are not actually wrong things, because such things have already been even said before Muhammad in Bible or in other any divine books, or it has been said in other books that comes later after Muhammad in any other kind of books, isn't it?
True.
So those things I believe are not wrong at all, and they are truly divine, and that also proves that there is a supreme power actually. Okay, there are different ways to reach our destination. There may be different ways, isn't it? You will accept that we can go to a destination from different ways. Similarly, there are different religions, but the teachings, but the basics of all these religions are very, very same, and that always comes to the same point: peace, respect, and live respectfully. I hope you will not, yani, you will definitely accept this and you will stand in my, yani,
Definitely.
in agreement with me that all these, whether it is Quran, whether it is Bible, or whether it is any other book literature, they all teach to live a peaceful, respectful life in the society.
Right.
Okay.
Right, sir.
So as I said, sorry for the delay. There was some technical issues.
Right.
As I said, that Muhammad has taught those things. Muhammad is an intermediate between Allah and the followers. His job was to translate and yani, transport whatever has been or conveyed to the followers, whatever has been yani, exposed to him or sent to him from the divine, all these things to the followers, and they will start following. Many places in Quran it has said, your duty is only to just pass on what my instruction to the followers, and they have to follow. If they don't follow, don't force them to follow.
Right.
La ikraha fi din. There is no force in Islam or in the religion. Let them follow Islam with free will.
Right.
Follow. If they don't want to follow, don't force them that they have to follow. Whatever is said by Muhammad are all divine. Nothing has been mentioned and said by him. Also been mentioned in Quran and sealed that whatever Muhammad says, it is only from Allah and not from himself. There is a verse in Quran that says whatever Allah, Muhammad is telling to you, because some people at that time doubted his intention and they said, you are speaking all these things from your side, from your own mind. Then Allah sent one verse that says, no, Muhammad is not saying anything from his side. It is all, whatever he is saying, it is from my side only. Okay, thank you.
Right. Sir, actually, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your understanding, and I'm sure that there is a raise of hand here. Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you so much for giving opportunity. So whatever the religion that we are following and then the believing or practicing, all the religion says respect human, care them, right? Even in the Bible, even in the Quran, even in the uh, Bhagavad Gita, they all says respect the manner, like they feed them, like it's like how we are doing annadhanam, and then the fastings. It is all interconnected. Like, yes, sir. Am I correct?
True. Yes.
Right. The fasting says, which is connected to the scientific, in a scientific manner. Right. All the I believe, like the religions, whatever we are practicing, we are believing, that all says in a same manner that respect the human beings, care them. That is what my conclusion regarding the religion and all.
Right. Yes, actually, ma'am, rightly said. Even what Adil sir repeatedly spoke about the word respect, peaceful existence, understanding differences, and as you add the word caring, we have the word compassionate in the IB mission statement, and even Adil sir used the word the most scientific religion, right? So. Yes, these are definitely the commonality of this discussion that we people are having right now. And I would request if Akbar sir, would you like to give some reflection about what we have been discussing so far. We just have another 5 more minutes to go.
Thank you for giving me opportunity.
Little louder, sir.
And well said by Adil Mirza. Well explained that word me. I have add one statement here in the name of Ummi, means in the explanation of Ummi. One Urdu poetry is there. The poet said, "वो उम्मी जो जाहिल को आलिम बना दे." Means the word jahil used for the unpad in our religion, and alim means who knows everything. So he said, the poet said, "वो उम्मी जो जाहिल को आलिम बना दे." He don't know. He don't know about anything, but he is capable and he had the ability to become a alim or to become a alim from the jahil.
True, true, true. Something really great. I mean, correct, correct. Right, right. Fine. Fine. Any other reflections, Akshay sir? Any other reflections? Then we just have another 3.5 minutes more to go.
Hello.
Yes, 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 sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, session was very nice. Actually, I also want to put some words. Actually, in between the session, we were talking about the temptation and all these things. So I feel like when I meet someone, I don't look at the people like which religion they belong to and all. But the thing is, the time when we just look at the newspaper and all, we find okay, there are some people just coming out. So at that time, we don't see like which religion they belong to and all. Doesn't matter for us. Actually, they can be any religion. The thing is only the nationality. So we should not target any religion first of all. This is what I just came to know. And secondly, when we just look at all those people, you'll find that they all are educated, documenting, but actually they are not. If they are educated, they will not come out actually. They will not start destroying the property and all. So if any suggestion how to stop all these activities, anyone please, possible, so that we can share these things with our friends. Okay.
Right, right. I think education is the main instrument. That's what we all are for. And fine. I think Adil sir, any last reflection, comment would you like to add?
Yes, sir. What I want to say at the end is that we are all human beings, okay, and we are definitely following some or other religion, okay, and if we sit jointly on a table, we would all accept that apart from our religious belief, which may be different, we are all human beings. And if we want to sit on this table, don't forget about the society, the world, everything. Just talk about that table on which we are sitting together. If we do not respect and show respect with each other, if we do not show respect to each other, we will not be able to sit even on that table together, isn't it?
True.
So, and we'll start fighting and showing disrespect to each other on that, sitting on that table with each other. What will happen? There will be altercation, argument, and then ultimately we all will go to outside of the room and in different direction, isn't it? So
right.
That is the least simple example I could give, that we have to respect each other's feelings. We have to respect each other culture to the extent that we should not disturb and harm other. For example, you say, if I do not show respect for your cultural things, and if I start pinpointing that these are the problems, these are the mistakes, and these are the wrongs with your belief, then that will never let us live peacefully on this planet. Okay, there may be things which you do not like. And then in that case, it becomes my duty to avoid doing that in front of you.
True.
You understand?
True.
Okay. For example, many times,
we have
Muslim
just
children
less than a minute now.
Okay. For example, many children I have heard saying that Hanumanji is like a monkey. How he has become a divine person? So I tell them, no, don't use the word monkey. It is divine. Okay, they have their belief in that, or cow, and you have to respect it. You have to respect. That is what the teaching, the point is. The bottom line is